accident, so I'm not 100% across all the detail.
No worries, no worries. I think we have quite a few things to talk about, so that's not going to be a problem.
Okay, so if anyone is online, you can use the Q&A button to ask questions at any stage, and we'll see if we can answer them. We may answer them in text. I think, Leah, you can see the Q&A and also the chat at your end. So bear in mind, we'll attempt to answer either verbally or in text any questions that come to us. We need to mention our report that we launched yesterday, Leah.
Yes,
I've nearly forgotten, of course. I keep forgetting.
Yeah, the green bond state of the markets. That is actually something where we could even, I will try to find the link, so maybe we can even try to share the link here for people that are interested.
That'd be great. So to all the folks on YouTube, thank you for joining us. We're starting in about 60 seconds. This is just the preamble, but thank you very much again for joining us. Okay. It's exciting, isn't it? A countdown.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get going, Leah. First, everyone has joined us on Zoom and on YouTube, where we're live streaming at this stage. Thank you very much for joining us on this monthly markets update. This is the monthly audio 15-minute webinar talking about new bonds last month and gossip in the market. This is the last time we're going to do this, because next time we're going to keep up the webinar, but we're changing format a bit because we're collecting a lot more data now, and because we've just published our fabulous annual report on green bonds, which is now green bonds, social bonds, sustainable bonds, COVID bonds, and all the daughters of the green bond market report in a webinar we put out yesterday, which is available now already on YouTube, and you can get it through our climatebonds.net/webinars website. That's the launch of the big report, which looks at 2019, the first half of this year, and policy recommendations. And now that we're doing more data collection, we're going to revamp this particular 15-minute format, which will occur every single month from now on, but next month we'll change the format a little bit. So that's just a teaser to get you to try and join us next month. Leah, thank you for being with us today. Leah Muting, our analyst in the markets team, is going to tell you a little bit about the last month and what actually happened. So, Leah, let's get going. Tell us, what are the highlights? What do people need to know? What's the fun stuff?
Thank you very much, Sean. Just to start off with a few figures, I'm not trying to bore everyone with just numbers, but I think we should take a look at the chart in the top left here. We had 32.2 billion of issuance in the month of September. And this is not just a record for 2020 in terms of monthly issuance, it is a record for the whole green bond market since inception. So we've never had such a high monthly volume issued.
And just to be clear, this is before we include the German green bond, because we're still going through some data issues?
That is correct.
So in practice, it's going to be higher.
In fact, it is going to be even higher. So we can really see a big pickup here, and yeah, pretty much a record, an all-time record, which is very exciting. And looking at the chart as well, you can see that the first time starting from the COVID crisis, we have actually exceeded 29 volumes. So this is also really good to see, 32.2 billion. And I think that's a really great number, and we can see the market is really getting speed here.
I mean, that is extremely cool. Now, just so everyone knows, you can see that, you've heard us speak before, that not only have we seen green bond market go up, but we've seen COVID, social, sustainable, pandemic bonds as well. So the thematic universe is like crazy overall. This is just the green bond market, and you'll see many more charts from other sectors going forward. So this is really, really very cool. And it's not even the end, because we've got another 6.5 billion from the German green bond to add into it. So we'll be getting close to 40 billion by the time we finally tie up all the details and the figures for the month. So that is fantastic. Congratulations, underwriters. Congratulations, key markets. Look, it's not an end game here, right? All we're doing here is coloring green the stuff that should be colored green. But the goal of all of this is to show everyone that they can finance their climate plans through debt capital markets and refinance as well. And they can get a very good deal, which is what we've seen very clearly now. Let's go to that good deal. The Green Bund, I think, is the good deal of the year, right? The German government issued a vanilla bond the same day they issued a green bond. In fact, they even made them interchangeable to make it really easy for investors. And they ended up getting 33 billion of orders for the green format. They placed 6.5 billion and it got a basis points lower pricing. I mean, in negative interest rates, Leah. Have I got the facts right? Go on.
Yes, you have. Yes, you have. Yeah, that bond was a success. And I just wanted to give a little bit more background on that bond as well, because I think it's a really special one. So first of all, 6.5 billion euros. That is a lot of money. And with their flagship tenor of 10 years, it was more than 5 times oversubscribed. And there are 2 particular things about that bond that make it a bit more special, which first of all is the German government has the ambition to build a green curve. So following the 10-year tenor, there will be other tenors in order to actually have a reference, a benchmark curve for the green market. And this is something that we have not seen from a government so far. So this is really, really exciting. And then the second thing that you just mentioned, Sean, is the twin structure that the German government came up with. So there is one green bond, there is one conventional bond, and they have the same coupon, the same interest payment dates, and the same maturity date. The amount and the issue date is slightly different. But what makes it so special is that in the end, you have pretty much a good benchmark to the green bond. You have a conventional twin, and you are even allowed to swap the green bond for the conventional if need. So these are, very, very innovative structures here, very innovative concepts. And I think it's very exciting.
For other sovereign issuers, let's be clear. The German Treasury got a benefit from issuing this green bond. In this case, a slightly lower cost of capital, 1 basis points lower into negative interest rates, but they did it to grow the market. They took on the responsibility of providing benchmark pricing and supporting liquidity in the German market to try and encourage corporate issuers. So that's a lesson learned for sovereigns everywhere. As we know, when you issue green bonds, you have multiple roles. But of course, we are entering an era of massive sovereign bond issuance over the coming year. We have investors around the world who are telling us they especially like the reporting and the transparency features of the green bond market and similar markets, which is why we're seeing the daughters of the green bond market, the social, the sustainability, etc., being successful compared to vanilla. So if you can issue a thematic bond, in hard currencies, you are likely to get a lower interest rate. In other currencies, you're certainly going to get more investors and you get downward pressure on interest rates. So why not do it? Well, the answer is a lot of people are. And of course, in the corporate market in Germany, we saw also Daimler and Volkswagen, right? Tell us about those, Leah. They're big bonds, right?
They're big bonds. So first of all, we have Daimler with a 1 billion euro deal, which was more than 4 times oversubscribed. They're financing zero carbon emission vehicles, hydrogen as well as battery. And then we also have Volkswagen with in total 2 billion euros. There were 2 maturities, 2028, which was more than 5 times oversubscribed. And then we have 2032, which was more than 6 times oversubscribed. Also financing, amongst others, electric vehicles. So just looking at that, this is a great success. And we have even another car maker that joined in October, Volvo, also for 500 million euros. So these are all good signs from the auto industry that they're getting their plans going as well.
And Scania to come, is that trucks? What is that?
Yeah, correct. Scania is to come. They launched their green bond framework, and the bonds will finance, amongst others, electric buses and trucks, and also transmission networks. And yeah, there's no date yet, but they definitely launched their framework.
But the emerging market story is pretty interesting too. I mean, on this screen, you've got Qatar, Ghana, and Saudi Electric Company. What in the world is going on?
Yeah,
Tell us
we
more.
have two more joiners on the country list. First of all, it's Ghana. Also sovereign government of Ghana took out a green loan of 35 million euros for clean drinking water projects. And then we have Qatar, Q&A Bank, which raised $600 million US. The deal was 3 times oversubscribed, maturing in 2025 and financing a broad range of projects.
So they're not financing gas projects in Qatar, are they? Just checking.
No, they're not.
So these are qualifying investments like renewables or green property or stuff like that.
Exactly, exactly.
And just in case you wonder, we do review, or Leah and her colleagues do review every bond coming through, and we look to ensure that the use of proceeds is consistent with what we've published out there as a guide to Paris Agreement investments. So you will not see a bond issued from Xinjiang in China financing gas plants. You will see a bond issued from Xinjiang in China financing renewables, because we're looking at that. No matter what the issuer claims, we're looking at claims. So bear that in mind. There's a quality control here. And if you want to get access to that data, just shout. It's available free online in a basic form on our website. Have a look. Or if you're a fund manager or index provider, we can provide you detailed data as well. So what else have we seen? Tell us the gossip for the month.
Yeah, so Scania was definitely one part of the gossip. There's more gossip in terms of issuance. So Capitaland have launched their 2030 sustainability master plan, and this plan comes with either green loans, green bonds, or sustainability linked loans. That has not been set yet, but they said they would do that. So this is definitely part of the gossip. And then obviously October has already seen quite a few interesting deals, of which one is the EU social bond.
This wasn't just a little deal, was it?
No, this wasn't just a little deal. It was in total 17 billion euros issued, maturing in 2030 and 2040. And this was more than 13 times oversubscribed. So just to put that a dimension here, 13 times oversubscribed. So this is a huge success.
This is an extraordinary success. That's a vast amount of demand. And it's just the beginning, right? Because the Commission has also said that to finance the 750 billion Resilient Recovery Fund, it's going to be issuing bonds, at least, if I remember correctly, 200 billion in green bonds, for example. So you're going to see a lot of AAA EUR issuance that's thematic coming out over the next 18 months to 24 months. A lot of that will be massive liquidity to the green bond and, of course, the social bond market, as we're seeing here. So, and we've got also a global reserve currency argument that's been going on. There's been a lack of places to put your money in the EUR. We're going to have to expand the pool of EUR places you can put your money. This might have a bit of a re-weighting impact on people's appreciation of reserve currencies globally. At least it's something to watch. Fascinating time, Haley. I mean, we haven't seen a time as exciting as the last month for a long time.
I agree. And there's more to come. So this is the good part.
So everyone, we're at the end of our time now. We've got a couple minutes to go. Any last bits of gossip from you, Leah?
No more gossip. There's one more deal that we have on here that we thought was very interesting. It's the one from Saudi Electricity for 1.3 billion US dollars.
1.3?
Yes, exactly. There are 2 deals in total. They were 4 times oversubscribed. They're financing smart grid projects, smart metering projects, apologies. And of course, this is a big size. There were not that many green bonds from Saudi Arabia yet, but this is a great sign that this market gets going as well.
Very cool. This has been a month of big news on the green bond, the social bond, and all the other daughters of the green bond market fund. It's also been a big news month for announcements by governments. I mean, we've seen not that long ago, maybe it was the month before, I can't remember the exact date, Ursula von der Leyen's speech committing Europe to 55% cuts of emissions by 2030, in line at the IPCC requirements in their 2018 report. So Europe is the first one to do that. We've also seen Xi Jinping make a pronouncement about China's ambitions around reducing emissions, which is exactly what the European Commission asked of China. Very important. 2060 net zero effectively, 2030 targets. And as far as we know, they're doing better. Next week, we'll see the launch of China's next 5-year plan. Expect a lot more on green finance and green economy measures going forward. Hey, but it's not over. Just today, this morning, in the Nikkei, there's a report that Japanese Prime Minister Suga is going to the Diet, the parliament next week, to announce Japan will have a 2050 net zero target, which has been talked about and pushed about and resisted in Japan for a long time. This is a very significant measure. So big economies shifting. And the big question for us all is what will happen on the 2nd of November in the US? We'll leave that hanging until next month's market report. Thank you, Leah. Thank you, everyone. This is available tomorrow in recorded fashion at climatebonds.net/webinars. It will be on YouTube. It will also be on podcasts from Spotify, Apple, and Google. Thank you so much for joining us today. Thank you, Leah. Look forward to next month's.
Thank you, Sean. Thank you, everyone.